Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to show you how to edit your videos using Shotcut, a free and open source video editor for beginners. This is a cross-platforms free video editor, meaning that you can use it on Windows, Mac OS, or Linux. Shotcut supports a wide range of formats, and the capability to edit 4K video, which is a great option for those of you who don't want to spend your money on a paid software. My Shotcut tutorial is designed for beginners, and the version I used for this tutorial is downloaded in March 2020 on Shotcut's official website. If you want to download this program, just go ahead to this address, or check out the link I put in the description. Alright, let's start by downloading Shotcut and install it. Currently, I am editing video on Windows 10, let's download the 64-bit installer. I will cut out this part to save your time as it's just some simple clicks when installing the program. Okay. I have Shotcut installed on my computer now. Let's open it. Before actually import some media files for editing, I will guide you through Shotcut editing interface, and explain about its workflow so that you know where to start. On top of the window is Shotcut menu toolbar where you can access to all the features of the program as usually. Here is the file menu where you can create a new blank project, open your recent project, save your project, save project as a new one, etc. Next to it is the Edit menu where you can undo, redo your actions, and cut, copy and paste action. There is a View tab where you can show and hide active workspace and the user interface here too. There are different options for you to select in this View tab such as your editing timeline, as well as other important key features of the program. You can show and hide them easily at this tab. Don't forget to visit this tab if you want to look for something that's missing in your user interface. Moving to the Settings tab, there are some important settings here you may want to see. First is the program language. You can change it to your own language if it's listed here. Secondly, you can select a bright theme instead of dark theme like what you're seeing now. I will return to my dark theme to continue my tutorial. Okay, that's the menu toolbar. And this area is where you can access to Shotcut's key functions. For example, when you click this playlist button, you will be able to see your media library pop-up window appear down below. And this keyframe button to switch from your timeline to Shotcut keyframe editor. This filter button is to show all the filters, which is one of the most important part of Shotcut. I will tell you about it later in this tutorial. All in all, when editing video in Shotcut, you will have to be familiar with using these buttons. At the center of the interface, whenever you launch Shotcut, you will see the option to start a new project, or open your recent project. In order to create a new project, you can select the location of your project. For example, I can select this sample project on my D hard drive by selecting a folder on it. Here is the name of your project. Then you can select video resolution and frame rate for your project at this area. There are a large number of preset resolution here for you to select. You can also add your custom resolution at the bottom of the list, such as this 4K template I've just created. For this tutorial, I will change my resolution to 1080p 24 frame per second to avoid lagging issue as my laptop is not a beast for editing. Now you can click on the Start button to create your first project with Shotcut. And once you start, your interface will look like this. You have a preview window at the center, your editing timeline at the bottom, your main video track, audio track, and the option to switch from your assembly page to keyframe page at the bottom left corner of the program. I think that's enough for the interface tour. Let's import some sample footage into the playlist to show you how to edit video using Shotcut now. Alright. Here I am at the start page again. Let's create a fresh project in 1080p 24 fps as an example. Click on this Start button to create a blank project. Now we have our new project ready. And it's also listed in this recent project doc too. Firstly, import your media files, such as video, music, or images into the playlist. Let's select the playlist. Then, open Media folder on your computer, and drop them into the playlist to import them. I will use these example files to work with in this tutorial. Just select all of them, drag and drop them to this area. Being noticed that sometimes the program does not respond immediately, you will need to wait a few seconds to get things done. Another way is to drag and drop your media file directly to this preview window to import, which has the same result. Now we have our media files imported into the playlist. There are different options to view the file, arrange the file as well as remove any file in the playlist. It's very similar to other video editors I've used. However, it's not possible to create your own playlist, or create a new folder in the playlist to organize your media files like the way you want. This is just a beginner-free video editor, we can just accept it. Now we will select one of these video and drop it to the timeline so that I can show you how to edit video in Shotcut. You can preview your footage by double-clicking on the file. Added to that, you can also set in and out point for your footage by dragging the edge of this box. After that, drag and drop your clip onto the timeline to create a new video track. Now a new video track is created on the timeline. You can now drop down more clips onto this timeline for assembling work. On top left corner of the timeline is the Track Manager button, where you can manage your tracks such as add a video track, audio track, or remove a track here. There are some other options about your track height, clip thumbnail etc. at this area too. You can also right-click on this area to pull out Track Manager options too. For example, I can insert a new video track on the timeline, and drop another clip on this track to overlay it on the bottom track as an example. Let's select this clip of me playing with my Sigma lens. In order to zoom in and out the timeline to fit with your computer screen, you can use plus or minus shortcut on your keyboard to zoom in and out the timeline, or click this button. You can also press and hold Ctrl key and scroll your mouse to zoom in and out the timeline too. Let's shorten this clip by trimming it from the end. Okay, we have two clips on two video tracks, which is not a good start to edit video. Let's move the clip on top track to below track and remove the empty track on the timeline now. To remove a track in Shotcut, you can go back to the Track Manager, and select Remove Track at the pop-up menu. Now we have one video track with two example clips on the timeline. To move your clips along the timeline, select it, press and hold your left mouse cursor to move it. To cut a clip on the timeline, highlight your clip you wanted to cut, then press this scissor button. After that, you can paste that section at another position on the timeline by Ctrl-V keyboard shortcut. Next to the scissor button are some other copy, paste, insert and append button where you can use two. I am not sure why we need so many copy and paste buttons like this on the timeline. So, let's move to split and trim a clip with Shotcut. To trim a clip, hover your mouse cursor to the end, or the beginning of your clip, click and hold the edge of the box when it turned to two-headed arrow. Drag it to the left to shorten your clip, and to the right to extend it. To remove an empty gap on the timeline, right-click on that gap, and select Remove. To avoid leaving empty gaps on the timeline, turn this Ripple Edit button on. Now you can trim your clip without leaving empty gap along the track. For this tutorial, I will turn it off. Next is the split button. If you want to split your clip into parts, use this split button, or hit S on your keyboard. For example, I want to split this clip at this position. I will put my playhead at the position I want to split and click split button. Then I can delete unwanted part by pressing delete keyboard, or right-click on the part, and select remove. That's how easily you can split and trim a clip in Shotcut. Now let's see how to control your video speed in Shotcut, how to fast forward your clip, or how to make a slow motion video. In order to control your video speed, you need to go to open the properties of the clip. Firstly, highlight the clip you want to change video speed, right-click on it, and select Properties at the pop-up menu. This Properties window will show you all the information about your clip, such as your normal speed, video information, audio information, your video resolution, frame rate, size, codec etc. You can also see more information at this pop-up menu too. Okay, let's say I wanted to fast forward this clip by 3 times. I can type the number at this speed control box to change my video speed. Press enter to apply. That's how to fast forward a clip in Shotcut. Let's preview the result. It's a little bit too fast, I think. But that's the theory of changing video speed in Shotcut. You can reset the speed to normal by pressing this reset button at the Properties window. Using the same tricks, you can make a slow motion video too. For example, I will slow down this clip by 40% as an example. It's easy, right? Being noticed that you can also reverse your video clip with Shotcut right at this Properties window too. To do that, firstly highlight the clip you want to reverse, then hit this reverse button at the bottom of the window. Now you need to select a quality for your reversed clip as Shotcut is going to render a new reversed video file based on your original clip. Once the process is finished, your new reversed clip will be imported into your playlist. Then you can drop it onto the timeline to use similar to other media file in your project. Okay, let's learn how to add different transitions between clips in Shotcut now. Firstly, I will delete this reversed clip, and drop a new clip onto the timeline at the same video track to show you different transition effect in Shotcut. Let's use another clip about lens. I will also shorten it too. Alright, in Shotcut, to add a transition between clips, you need to put your clips at the same track. Then, move and place one clip overlap with each other to create a dissolve transition by default. This is the transition box, which you can right-click to remove it. Or go to Properties to change the type of the transition. With Shotcut, there are many different types of transition you can try, not only dissolve transition. To extend the duration of the transition, you can grab the edge of the transition box, drag it to shorten or extend the duration of the transition. To remove a transition, right-click on the box, select Remove. To avoid empty gaps on the timeline like this when creating transitions, you can turn the Ripple Edit option on at this button. If you just want to fade in and fade out a video clip, you can grab a little black dot on top corner of the clip, move it to left or right to create fade in and fade out effect easily. Okay, now we will talk about adding filters in Shotcut. In order to add a filter for your clip, firstly highlight your clip, then select Filter panel on the main function menu. There are many different types of filters you can add to your video and audio, such as crop video filter, color grading filter, simple text filter, 3D text filter, white balance filter and so on. The way these filters work is exactly the same. But, some filter will have the option to add keyframes, some don't. Now I will add a crop video filter to this clip as an example. Firstly, I will need to select the clip, then click this plus button. As you can see, these are many different types of filters you can add to your video and audio. You can also add one of these filters to your favorite folder for later use too. To add a crop filter, I can search in this box. Then, double-click on the filter to apply. Now it is added to your video filter. You can customize crop area at this box, or click and adjust it directly on the preview window. You can disable this filter by uncheck Fix Mark, or remove the filter completely by clicking on this minus button. Now I will show you how to create a text title in Shotcut by adding a filter to your video. Firstly, select the clip you want to add text, then open the Filter tab, search for text. Shotcut has 3 text title options for you to choose. A simple text title with animation, 3D text and HTML, which is an option for adding a clickable text on your video. Let's select Simple Text Filter by double-click on the filter. By default, your text is a timecode which you can replace it easily. Type your text title at this box. Then, you can customize your title position, size, font, color, background color etc. here. And with position and size of this text filter, you can add keyframes for it by clicking on this keyframe button. At the preset drop-down menu, you can choose an animation type for your title. That's how easily you can add title to your video. Let's activate keyframe option to let you know how it works. This is the first keyframe of this filter. I will move the title to another position to create a new keyframe. By doing this, the text will move from one position to different positions on the screen. That's how keyframes work. Okay. Another thing about filter is that you can choose when your filter start and stop with these button in this keyframe timeline. Let's preview it. It's a little bit lag. Let's switch to editing timeline and see if we can play smoothly. It's seem okay. By the way, it's how to add keyframe to your text title. For other filters who has keyframe options, you can do the same. For example, I can also keyframe the color of the video like what you see on the screen now. Finally, let me show you how to edit audio in Shotcut before exporting this sample project. Firstly, let's drop a music file onto the timeline to play as a background track. To remove this song, you can right-click on the song, and select Remove. To detach the audio of a video clip, you can right-click on the video clip, and select Detach Audio option at the pop-up menu. Then you can delete that audio if you don't want to use it. At the beginning of the audio track, you can create audio fade in by drag this little black dot similar to creating video fade in too. To adjust the volume of the audio, adding audio effect, you will need to add audio filter to your audio track. Search for gain in the audio filter. Adjust the volume with this slider. Add a balance filter so that you can control the audio to your left or right ear. There are many other audio filters in Shotcut you can try. I will not going into detail in this beginner tutorial. Now I will show you how to export a video project using Shotcut. To export your project, click on the Export button on the Key Features toolbar, or go to File menu, and select Export. Now you have a bunch of export options to select at this area. Select YouTube option, then check out your export parameter at the Advanced tab. Once it's OK, click Export File to put your project into the job list. When Shotcut is exporting your project, you can also return to your editing timeline to modify your project if you want. That's all I want to share with you in this tutorial. I hope it is helpful for you to learn Shotcut, a free and open source video editor for beginners. If you have any question about Shotcut, let me know at the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos about Shotcut in the future. Thanks very much for watching and I will see you in my next videos. Bye for now.